Hey y'all! Thanks for joining on another adventure. This is Where DJ Goes. On this adventure, we take 35 south across the U.S., managing to get Miss Ollie out of Wisconsin before winter really hit. My lifelong friend Epiphany joined, along with both of my dogs, and we crossed 6 state lines in just 4 days. Just 2 women and 2 dogs in a 23-foot schoolie for 1,201 miles across America. We stayed the night parked in the vineyards of a winery, a Walmart parking lot, and a gas station with a dog park, $8 showers, and fresh coffee. To be honest with you, though, the hardest part of the entire trip was saying goodbyes and pulling out of that drive. But through the tears, it was time to leave the Northwoods. And after a bit of a drive, we made it to Lake Superior and to our first state line.
Welcome to Minnesota.
It gets dark early in Minnesota, and there really wasn't much to see, so we drove into the night. You can't really tell, but that's Iowa welcoming us. And that one is their state sign. I know, exciting stuff. We had to make a quick stop at the BK at the BP for some dinner and some diesel, but then it was off to our first harvest host, Towns End Winery. We didn't get there till pretty late, but they still helped us park Miss Ollie, and we still finished off a bottle of wine. In our pajamas, out on the patio. We woke up the next morning to cold, foggy cornfields, but Piff braved the cold and they ran us an extension to brew some coffee. Then the sun came out, the coffee kicked in, and it was time to enjoy and explore. We had the winery to ourselves the entire day. And after a full day in the bus and 2.5 of our states behind us, we are all thankful for the space to run and play, and to just relax. Harley tried to wait patiently while I was slicing apples gifted and grown to us by the owners, and while I got my oils going. But they insisted that I must get off the bus and come play.
Mama sees you're big. Look, Tucky sees you're big.
Even though it was pretty windy and a little chilly, it really kind of turned into a beautiful day out there. So we decided just to stick around. Had this whole Field of Dreams vibe going for it. We decided to give ourselves a self-guided tour around the property. We had a picnic, and then we had a wine tasting out on the patio again. We hung out for a few hours. It was nice to be able to just enjoy being off the road, enjoy our road trip, and get a couple souvenirs. But then it was back to Miss Ollie and on down the highway to Winterset, which has been a stop on this route since I was a kid. And it's one of my favorites of all of 35, because Winterset is the birthplace of the Duke. That's right, y'all, John Wayne. And y'all that know me know how much I love John Wayne. They're also known for all of their covered bridges. And some of y'all may have seen the movie or even read the book, Bridges of Madison County. It had Clint Eastwood and Meryl Streep. And the book was by Robert James Waller. It's a love story, but no ordinary love story. But yeah, classic. Kind of like these covered bridges. Like I said, I've been coming here a long time. It's just a great place to stop and stretch your legs, take a little walk, or to have dinner. So that's what we decided to do, and we had one of our favorite meals, breakfast for dinner. And by the way, the city park is listed on iOverlander. It says $22 a night for full hookup, but I can't confirm because we got back on the road and we were going to Missouri. We overnighted in the Walmart parking lot. The next morning when I woke up, I realized I'd boondogged there before in the Jeep. But it was as far as I could drive that night, because the next morning was Kansas City, and I knew I wanted to do Kansas City in the daylight. Since I bought the bus, I've feared the narrow lane highway that brings you through Kansas City. It's one of my least favorite cities because of it. But I knew just on the other side of that bridge, it brought us into Kansas. And after the chaos of that state crossing, the nothingness of Kansas is a sigh of relief, even in the rain that seemed to follow us all the way down the toll. But following this guy talking to himself for miles provided plenty of laughs, and the rain added a type of charm to this flatland. We pulled off at one of the few rest areas along the Kansas tolls, at the Old Cattle Bazaar. I'm sure it doesn't rank high on anyone's list for roadside entertainment, but this is always a stop on my drive. Most people just see the nothingness, but I've actually come to love this view. Nothing changes, but yet it seems different every time. This place is listed on iOverlander for all my fellow nomads interested. There is plenty of parking, but quite a bit of road noise. We decided to keep on down the road because we had another state line to mark off the list that night. Oklahoma welcomed us, and just further down, I knew of a truck stop that the dogs had found on a previous trip. It's also on iOverlander, and I'll add that info in the description box. We initially stopped for the dog parks, but they also have clean $8 showers and a Dairy Queen. We got back on the road and we saw our first Texas sign, even if it was Dallas. We were happy to see it because we were getting close. And after driving through the couple of cities that Oklahoma actually has, we went through my favorite part of the state, the Turner Falls area. It was winter and we were tired, so no stop this time. That is an idea for a future Where DJ Goes, though. And you know I'm ready to be back in Texas when I drive right past WinStar, the world's largest casino. Y'all, it's just at mile marker 1 coming from Texas, which is too close sometimes. Story for another day, though, because we're crossing into the Red River and we're back in Texas.
Yay, we're back in Texas.
And as ready as we all were, laying our eyes on TMS meant we were finally home. Thanks for coming along on our first 1,400-mile cross-country trip. Hit subscribe and join us in the next video as we tour around North Texas and wherever DJ goes next. Bye, y'all.